It's me again. I'm back with another episode of What's in this week's grocery ad. The celebration that we have coming up is on February 2nd, and it's called La Chandeleur, and I'll be telling you a little bit more about that before we look into the ad. But even before that, I need to take a step back because I missed a really important thing in January. In January, we celebrate Three Kings Day like many places around the world, and of course the French can't celebrate without eating, and so all through January, the thing that's very popular in the stores, along with all the ingredients to make your own, is something called la galette. This is half a galette because Tom and I have already eaten half of it. It is basically an under and upper layer of like a croissant, flaky crust, and in the middle there's generally an almond type filling, the very traditional ones. This one has, you might be able to see it's a little purple, it has an almond blueberry filling, which is really good. We've kind of gotten addicted to these this year. When you eat the galette, you usually do that with friends or family. You cut it into even parts, and the youngest person in the room goes under the table and assigns the parts. So as you cut, the child will say, this one goes to dad, this one goes to mom, this one goes to so-and-so. The reason for that is inside the galette, there is a small fève. It's a little porcelain figure, something like this. This one has a picture of a castle that's not too far from here. And whoever gets the fève in their slice of galette becomes the king or the queen for the day. My crown is slipping. They give the crowns away with the galette when you buy them. And you can see this year the big thing is the minions. So that's January. On to February. So La Chandeleur on February 2nd. Translates, it doesn't really translate, it comes from Latin. We find the word chandelle in there in French, which is candle, and it's just, who knows where this came from. Some people will say it's an ancient pagan rite, which is probably true. It's placed on February 2nd to celebrate the presentation of Jesus at the temple 40 days after Christmas. So the church has kind of adopted this festival. Somewhere in the 4th or 5th century, they connected this celebration to chandelles, candles. They had parades with lit torches through the dark wintry nights. And this is also traditionally the holiday where they put away the nativity in the church because it signals the end of the Christmas period. Some people say that the church adopted this holiday to counter the more pagan bear festivals or return of the sun festivals, so celebrating when the bear comes out of hibernation in the winter, or celebrating the return of the sun, the return of light after winter. And so it's placed at the time of the presentation of Jesus at the temple, but it's also kind of to signify Jesus is the light of the world. That's the church part of it. Today, if you ask the average French person or any person, what does Chandeleur mean? They're going to say it means we eat crepes, because that's what happens. And so that's what you're going to see in the grocery ads. Crepes will also remind them of the sun, the round shape, the coming back of the sun, the lengthening of the days. There are many traditions that people celebrate with Chandeleur. Some say that if you stir the batter with your right hand and hold a gold coin in your left hand, it will bring prosperity to your household for the year. They also say if you take the very first crepe that you make and store it for the year up on the top shelf of the cupboard, it will keep misery and poverty away from your household. Who knows? I've never tried either of those things. There's a lot of proverbs in the French language around Chandeleur. Most of them have to do with the weather. The kind of thing like, if it's raining on Chandeleur, then spring is not far away, those kinds of things. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the grocery ad. Right from the cover, we see that this is their special for Chandeleur. And on the front, they've got flour because you need that to make the batter, and jam because you need that for the topping or the filling. Starts right inside the first page with how to fold your crepes, how to make them more interesting by making cutouts, little cooking tips for it, and even over here how you can make crepes without gluten. And so then of course we have the some of the toppings here: ice cream, honey, maple syrup, of course the all famous Nutella, and jam and sugar. Over here you have the ingredients. You can buy a crepe mix. You need milk and oil and flour, or sugar, sorry, and vanilla. And then we start with the toppings and the fillings, so chocolate and fruits, and you can buy your crepes ready made if you're feeling a bit lazy. Of course, if you want a crepe flambée, a flaming one, you're going to need some alcohol. So we have rum and Grand Marnier, which is an orange liquor, and Cointreau, I don't even know how to describe that. And then of course we have cider, the sweet cider. It's not sweet, the less aggressive cider. And then they have rosé cider. That's the typical drink that you would get if you go to a crepe restaurant. You'll get your crepes and you'll get a bowl of cider to go along with it. And then of course things you're going to need to make your crepes: bowls, mixers, measuring, and of course they also do the pans and the electric cookers and the beaters and all those kinds of things. I think that's about it to their nod for crepes. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're appreciating these little glimpses into French culture. It's fun. I like exploring the different parts of culture that we find here. Bye!